Holy crap. Hello and welcome back to Failmaille. It's been forever.
That it has been.
Okay. Now I have to remember what direction the house is in.
Would you like coordinates or anything?
Nah, I'm just gonna wander. There's no point.
Okay.
Alright. So, I'm gonna start off that, things are going to be changing. Over 2 weeks ago, Doppel got a part-time job, and his friend decided to screw up our sleep schedule to the point where we were up all night and asleep all day, and in between he went to work.
Yeah, that's pretty much how that turned out. Because he came over to hang out and play Minecraft, of all things, and we were pretty much up the first time. I think he left around 4:35 in the morning.
Yeah.
And the second time he came over, he didn't leave until almost 8 in the morning. And he had gotten over that day at like about 8 o'clock.
So, we really didn't have much time to record. Because recording at night for us is not very much of an option for a couple of reasons. One of them being that about 2 years ago, my parents got divorced. Sort of.
They're separated, basically.
They're mentally divorced, only technically separated. That's pretty much what it is. So, my mom had to move in with us, and between Doppel losing his job and other financial situations, we're all still living together. And we live in the tiniest effing little house.
Oh yeah, there's about enough room for 3 people.
And that's about it. And then to add on to that spacious house we live in, we have 2 dogs, 2 cats, and a plethora of other animals.
Yeah, we have our 2 snakes.
A ferret.
Yeah, the ferret. We also have, as of past Christmas, a bearded dragon.
So, beyond that, recording space is limited and recorded time is limited because I don't know why she doesn't pay attention to anything we say. So, we'll tell her we're recording and she'll come in and just start talking to us.
Oh, yeah. Or like the one time we told her what we were doing.
Ooh.
And
It got super dark super fast.
I wonder if it's gonna storm.
Probably. I'm getting in the house to screw this. So, the one time we were what?
The one time you were recording, it wasn't for gameplay, but it was when you were trying to record your one Deadpool rant.
Oh, yeah, because parents are stupid.
And you were like basically done, and it was the take you were gonna actually keep. And it's like the last minute she comes down the hallway and she's like, "What are you guys doing?" Really loudly.
Yeah, and ruined the take that I was gonna use.
And we stopped and it's like, you can tell we're not doing something normal.
I'm literally sitting in front of where the hallway is with a camera pointed at me, and she just starts talking. I love my mom, just.
Just sometimes kind of arg.
Yeah.
It is about the simplest way to put it.
It's hard to be married and living with your parent. So, like I was saying, things are going to be changing. Failmaille is now only going to be a once a week thing. Manly Fail will start to be on Fridays. And the reason I took last week off is because, listen, I gave up candy for Lent, and my diet consists of candy and coffee half the time. So I took freaking Easter week off because, yeah, screw being productive.
It helps.
So,
Oh man.
and Manly Failmaille is going to be back on Fridays. We're going to record that again. But what's going to replace the two other fail mails I usually record is with one other video. We're going to be recording a modded game. A couple of weeks ago, Doppel finally got off his ass, listened to me, and looked at a YouTube video about how to do it.
Oh yeah. You know, amazing how that YouTube thing can have such instructional videos.
Yeah.
So yeah, I looked up how to put together a mod pack.
And
I went ahead and got a bunch of mods together for us, and
over the past couple of weeks, we've been testing out different mods and adding them to the game. So we have a complete mod pack ready to go, and we're going to be recording a modded version of Failmaille, which there's going to be a lot more failing because damn, that game is hard.
yeah, that's about the easiest way to put it.
So literally, I'm not being productive whatsoever. I'm running around and kind of actually taking a really good look around where we live.
I'm kind of doing the same.
But so that's how things are going to be changing is we're going to have 3 different Failmaille videos. We're going to have regular Failmaille, which is this, which I'm saying is probably going to be Tuesdays or Wednesdays, maybe even Mondays if I can be productive enough. We're going to do the modded Failmails. That's probably going to be a Saturday thing. And then this Failmaille, not this Failmaille, the Manly Failmaille is going to continue on Fridays.
No, that sounds about good.
Yeah. You know, things are just going to be changing, and also doesn't help my productivity is that I got Stardew Valley. And if you haven't played that, you would not understand how much of a time suck that game is.
Like, there's been points that she's playing it, and the next thing she knows, and like I even seem to notice, is it's like she's playing along, and we could have woke up at 9 in the morning, and she starts playing, and the next thing we notice is, oh hey, I have to leave for work because it's almost 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, that's happened a couple of times. So yeah, I have a time suck for a game, and I don't know if I'll make a gameplay video on it because everybody and their mother is making a gameplay video on it. But I might just do kind of like a walk around, you
Yeah,
know.
maybe a walk around, explain a couple
Yeah.
things.
That's probably all I'll end up doing with that is just between, oh, I can name like, probably the biggest one is Markiplier, who keeps doing live streams with it. And not like little live stream, like,
Really long one.
I think the last one was like a 12-hour live stream.
Oh wow.
So, with names like that, I don't think doing a gameplay, and plus, personally to me, I think he's made the right choice with Stardew Valley. Is that the game would best be played in a continuous fashion instead of 15, 20, 30-minute increments, because there's so much stuff. Like, I haven't read up on anything really. I've just kind of been looking stuff up like, oh, what level do you find diamonds on?
Yeah.
Or, what items do you need to breed cows? Or what items do you need to breed chickens? Or, like, all that stuff. The game is just a time suck. There's nothing good about that. There's nothing bad about that. Oh, Piggy. Hi, Piggy.
No, but the game is amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Uh and I mean, besides stuff changing around, is later this April, I'll most likely be starting another job, a full-time job.
Yeah. He got a full-time job, which the whole story with that is, um, last June, Doppel ended up losing his full-time job. He got, more or less, what it is that he got fired because he was working 5/10s or 4/10s, and they wanted to go to
Yeah,
5/8s.
410.
They wanted to go to 5/8s. He was working 4/10s, and he preferred that because the unfortunate thing is, instead of starting earlier, they wouldn't start until like 9, and he wouldn't get out until like 5:30.
Yeah, where
Because,
if I was gonna go to
yeah, because he
5/8,
was, well, that's what I'm saying. Like the 5/8s, you wouldn't have gotten out until like 5:30. Even then, you didn't get out until like 6:37 on the 10s.
yeah,
But uh, we at that point in time in our lives, Doppel we didn't really do anything. He would work and he worked in shipping, and he had to build crates and stuff. Like, they put him in wood shop for shipping, and he built the stuff that they shipped him, which is really labor intensive. So he would come home, he would be exhausted. He basically get home at like 7:15, 7:30. And if he went and got stuff for dinner or anything else, he wouldn't be home until anywhere between like 8, 8:30, 9, depending.
Yeah.
So where the 5/8 sounds okay, what really would have happened was we couldn't go do anything. We could never go to the bank. We just never had time to do anything, and where we live, he would have had to drive 15, 20 minutes back to the house to pick me up. And then to do anything, he'd have to drive 15, 20 minutes back in the direction of work if we were going to do stuff. So, all in all, by the time he would come pick me up, even at 5:30, it would be after 6, 6:30, almost 7 if we were going to try to go do anything. Which kind of made our lives hard. When he was working the 410s, he had an entire day off that we could go do stuff.
Yeah, and that's the big reason I liked the 410s, is because then I had a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
And even if we spent a day hanging out with friends and doing stuff,
we
still had at least a day that we would go and do errands.
Which we did. We had an entire day dedicated to tabletop RPGs. So that would suck a complete day out of our lives. We couldn't go to the bank. We couldn't do anything. Where are you? I'm like in bed waiting on you.
I was trying to run back to the house as quick as I could.
Oh, okay, cool. So he didn't want to switch because then with the 3-day weekend, we had an entire day to play the game, and then he had 2 days off after that, and that was working out really good. So, more or less, from what we figured out, because as soon as they fired him, they all switched to 5/8.
Yeah, that was what I found out from one of the guys that I still talk to from there. Is like shortly after I left, like within the next couple of months after I was gone, changed over to 5/8.
Well, it wasn't even that, because my mom had saw that they did it like the week after you got fired.
And it's like, really?
Yeah, they literally fired him because they wanted to change the time, which I don't understand. They could have stuck him in a different department. They could have done any number of things, but they fired him. And the reason we know that they didn't fire him for the reason that they stated is because there are 2 jobs in shipping. There's building the crates, and then there's actually making the labels, packaging the stuff, and shipping. He hadn't done that in almost a year and a half. He hadn't packaged or really shipped anything in almost a year and a half. And that's...
If I had, I did very little.
Yeah. And they trumped up 3 different offenses that altogether got him fired. But he hadn't been shipping stuff out in almost a year and a half. And they said that he mislabeled and misshipped stuff, which is impossible because he had been in woodshop the entire time. But there's nothing in woodshop he could have done to get fired. So they trumped up a bunch of charges, bunch of chargy kind of stuff, and got him fired. So over the last bunch of months, we've been trying to. He's been trying to get a new job, and nothing's been working out for the simple reason is that he was getting a bunch of temp jobs, and temp jobs suck.
Yeah, it seemed like a fair amount of them were telling me, yeah, they're temp to hire. But then I'd work them a bit, and it'd be like, we can't keep you for whatever reason. And
Yeah.
it would just turn out more or less, it's like they're basically bringing you in to do some of the work, and then once they catch up on their work, they get rid of you because you're a temp.
Yeah. So with that, it became very frustrating and very financially hard. It doesn't help that through this entire thing, I went to school for culinary, and my teacher to start with was she's a real bad person. She'd pick favorites, and then the kids that were kind of weird and different, the ones that would actually end up succeeding and excelling in the culinary profession, because if you watch anything to do with culinary, you quickly realize that super duper normal people don't do well in the profession. They end up like teachers or
Yeah, they don't always do as good.
yeah, because to be in the culinary profession is you kind of have to be a little out there, and she usually picked like the kids that were like highly normal, and she didn't like any of the kids that were different. And I pretty much I had my natural hair color from the ages of birth to 10, and then I didn't have my natural hair color until I got engaged again. Not engaged again,
Yeah.
but again, yeah. So I pretty much walked around. I had crazy hair. I didn't dress normal. I didn't act normal. My makeup, I wear glasses, and my makeup would come down about like an inch past my glasses. I was just not normal, and she hated me and treated me like crap. So she pretty much ended up killing my love of cooking. And then with that is there's this thing called OSHA. And being OSHA certified, you would think would be a relief to an employer, because then they don't have to pay for your training and they don't have to get you tested. You're pretty much ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is that in culinary, being OSHA certified automatically in every restaurant, including McDonald's, Burger King, all of that, automatically makes them think that you're going to call the health department and snitch on them for every little thing that they do wrong.
Yeah, it kind of makes it feel like you're better off getting shot in the foot.
Yeah. I went into me and my best friend at the time. We were driving around and we were putting in a bunch of applications together, kind of hoping we could get a job so we could carpool. And we were going around and we were going around and we were going around and we're going around. I mean, this was like almost an entire school year of doing this. And finally, we both were sucking it up and we're like, well, we'll just try for fast food. We put an application in, and the manager at this McDonald's saw my application, said I was OSHA certified. Before I even walked out of the door, he grabbed my arm and handed me my application back and told me I was overqualified.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
Saying, oh yeah, because, that's not just wonderful to hear.
So that totally didn't help my whole mood on the culinary thing. Like, I couldn't even get a fast food job, so I totally abandoned that, and I've been trying to find a job for years. I would put applications in, and I wouldn't get a bite. I would put, at first I was still putting the OSHA on there, and then once my OSHA certification run out, then I stopped putting it on there, and I kept trying to find a job, and no one would give me a chance because my only work experience was for a buffet style restaurant, and I'm gonna tell you, it closed down finally in my area, the same one I worked at, and I cheered because it was the most disgusting thing I've ever had to be at. I worked in the I worked in the bakery section, and it pretty much, you couldn't smell baking. The smell of rotting, disgusting food was so strong from the dishwashing area that was right next to the bakery, was so strong that you couldn't even smell baked goods unless you were like a customer, because the way they designed it, the customer's area was just far enough away from the dish room that you couldn't smell it, but if you were back in the actual baking area, you could only smell rotting food. It was so disgusting that I used to eat there all the time. Like, I absolutely loved their food, and I never went back. And there would be times where I'd be like craving stuff from there, and my mom would be like, do you want to go? And I'd look at her and go, no, I will never eat there. I know what goes on back there. I've seen how they prepare stuff. I've seen what they do with stuff. I'm done. I can never eat there again.
Yeah, and that's bad.
Oh, and bad is putting it nicely. That place was just disgusting. So, in the end, my only job experience led me to, questioning the culinary arts. Then my teacher, who was just a total... I'm trying to think of things to call her that aren't like really, 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 really bad to say.
But finding it a little tough.
Yeah.
Well, I think my phone went off.
Well, I heard your phone go off, but I'm in the middle of effing nowhere.
Okay.
I decided to like thoroughly explore the desert and see if there was like a temple or anything. So you are just gonna have to deal with it.
Okay.
So then sometime last year, I was trying to become a real estate agent like my dad. But that was right before Doppel lost his job, and at the cheapest, we still didn't have the money for it.
Yeah. We just were not able to have the funds for it.
because to be fully licensed and everything, it would have cost like 2,500.
Yeah.
So between our car payment, our other bills, my emergency room visit, and some other unfun things, we ended up not having the money for it. Ow.
Yeah, right?
Just a creeper, it's cool.
Okay.
So not to mention we were still paying off the wedding. That was another big money suck that we had the year before.
Yeah, that did take quite a bit.
Well, I sold my car for that wedding. Ah, crap!
Yeah.
My
Which,
my grandfather had left me a 1970 Monte Carlo, and I sold it to pay for our wedding.
was a really nice car. I mean, you all have Google. You can look up 1970 Monte Carlo.
Yeah, it was a 454 big. Oh, it was a 454 big top engine, modified for racing, pipe adjustment to make it louder. I miss that car. But we were between the fact that we were getting married and a couple other things. We needed the money more than I needed the car. So I need a little hand here because I have a little Vern on my butt. And that. Whatever. Yay! I don't care.
Failing.
So with that, to end my story of my struggle of finding a job, when I sold the car, I purchased a camera that I always wanted, and my job now ended up being me actually taking pictures of people, cars, mostly houses. I get paid to take pictures of houses for real estate agents. So that's my story, and that's changes. So fail mail once a week, manly fail back on Fridays, and we're gonna be doing a modded fail mail. Still haven't decided on what day, but look for it.
Yeah, creeper no creeping.
Creeper, no creeping, really? Alright.
Oh yeah.
Well, I guess
went
that's
there.
it. We will see you some point in time on the next fail mail. Some kind of fail.
And the next no.
Do what? Hello?
In the next video.
Video. Well, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be able to stop this because of the stupid recorder. I really hate this video recorder sometimes. I'm literally sitting here and it will not click.
And it will not stop.
No, it will not stop.